Hey everybody, welcome to the Sitecore sessions at Proficient. We've gathered our experts together today to chat about what's happening with Sitecore's latest release, Sitecore 10, and give you some things to think about as you get ready to upgrade. Our team has dug into what's new and awesome in this release, and we'll focus on a couple of topics today. First up, Rick Bauer, Strategy Sitecore MVP and all-around guru. He'll cover updates around Content Hub and how it's featured in Sitecore 10, and how you could be using your content marketing platform as a main data source. Go get it, Rick.
So with Content Hub, let's just start with Content Hub itself, because I think that is going to be the bulk of what's part of what's new in Sitecore 10 as well. It's really an entire new way to manage content for Sitecore. It's not unusual in the fact that it is a DAM, digital asset management, but I think that the combination of tools that come with Content Hub is very powerful, and definitely the user interface is quite fantastic. But Content Hub includes a DAM, it includes MRM, marketing resource management, and then product content management, and then this other element called CMP, or content marketing platform. And this was something last symposium that they were talking about, and I'm sitting there in a session watching Content Hub be released, and I'm thinking, content marketing platform, isn't that Sitecore already? And I'm like, how do these two coexist? Sitecore owns both. How does this, and again, the Content Hub came from Style Labs, but now Sitecore owns it. How are they going to differentiate? And kind of the writing started to be showing up on the wall, or the writing was showing up on the wall, that this content marketing platform, a place where you can truly build out a page, or you could build out your text and your images and really have that available, is just another data source for Sitecore. So it's a nice way to be able to pull in preset content. So in a way, Sitecore just becomes, and your website become just another channel, and Content Hub is managing that content for another channel. So that's really the way that this CMP element of Content Hub plays into Sitecore. And I think what we're seeing with Sitecore 10 more than ever is just a refinement of that integration, where the digital asset management component could be a complement or a replacement to Sitecore's media library for assets. We now retain that, but we're starting to see probably a little deeper integration. That's what it's feeling like. I still think that there's a connection that needs to be made, but we're moving forward in that phase where we're moving that content marketing platform, that CMP element of Content Hub, as more of a driving data source of content for Sitecore. And Sitecore will then be able to manage the components, the functionality, the layout, personalization, etc. But it really just becomes, Sitecore is another channel for your content built in Content Hub. There's also additional field types available I think it'll make it easier from a development standpoint. And one thing that excites me is the ability to import taxonomies between Content Hub and Sitecore. So all of those marketing taxonomies can now be something that we can pull over and keep synced up, if you will. So basically, you're seeing the deeper integration of the tool sets. I would also say, and this is my opinion, I feel like Sitecore is moving that user experience, that UI, I should say, and the experience of Content Hub to be that evolution of the interface that you're working on with Sitecore. If I had to guess, we're going to start to see Sitecore's UI start to look more and more like Content Hub over time. My speculation on that is mainly, if you look at the Style Labs co-founder, Tom DeRitter, is now the CTO at Sitecore. I feel like that's a little writing on the wall there. The guy that created Style Labs, aka now Content Hub, now Sitecore Content Hub, being the chief technical officer, I feel like we're going to start to see that vision that he started with eke its way into Sitecore, and it is a fantastic user interface. So that's the evolution. It's really about getting to know Content Hub as an application itself, but we're starting to see the two applications start to join more and more. So let's watch and see that happen as we go forward.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Rick. It will be interesting to see if it really does start to mirror the UI in the future. So we appreciate that.
Yeah, you bet.
Next up is Megan Jensen. Megan is our digital strategy and user experience expert. And in today's section, she's going to dig into analytics, a topic we know is near and dear to every marketer's heart. So listen up as she explores how better segmentation reporting can drive really better insights and why you don't have to MacGyver your data so much anymore. Let's go, MJ. Give us the data.
Thanks. So when I was in middle school, I was always the nerdy kid that lived for my science fair project every year. And now as a marketer, I know how important analytics are, because it's the only way to know if the stuff you built is doing the thing that you wanted to do and what you need to change the outcome or user behavior. So the better tools we can have just gives us really good information. And this is true with the Sitecore 10 update. So in the previous instances, at least through 9.1, when you were doing your reporting through analytics, you could look at certain things like visits and the value of those visits, but you couldn't get good information about the segments. You could do it, but like Monique said, it took some MacGyvering and some monkeying around to do it. And the thing I find really interesting about this version is that you can really do it on the fly. You can just add that filter and really get good information about certain segments. Let's say you're marketing to certain industries, and you can get really specific about that and get a better idea of what your users are doing on your website, what their experience is like, and then use that data to optimize and tweak your website to make their experience better and provide a better ROI for your client. So, it's sometimes those little things, it's just making this one thing easier and making it a more efficient process for your Sitecore team and your marketing team to go get the information about the really important groups of users that they're marketing to. So that's it.
Thank you, MJ. We appreciate that. Segmentation is going to be easier, we think, in Sitecore 10, and we look to you to keep giving us the inside scoop on how to do it.
So I'm going to be talking about SXA. So with the release of Sitecore 10, XSA got enhancements as well. So XSA is Sitecore's Experience Accelerator. It came out in, I believe, 2016. And since then, it's helped people, content teams as well as development teams, build sites a lot more rapidly by coming with all these components and layouts that are available out of the box with this accelerator. So one of the main features, or the one that I like the most that they've added to SXA is the ability to set up A/B tests within a partial design. So if you have a partial design and it's located on multiple pages and you want to set up an A/B test, you wouldn't be able to, but now you can. So that A/B test within a partial design can then be then span across all these pages. This is actually a feature that's been a long time coming. Our product, Proficient Score, has actually had this feature for about 2 years. We added it to our score snippets, not to be confused with the XSA snippets. And we've had a few clients already use it since we've launched it. And I can see Sitecore customers really taking advantage of this and liking this feature, because if you have something like a main navigation or a footer that spans several pages and you want to test to see how effective the content is or how changes you make to it could improve performance, but you can't set up a test that spans all those pages where it exists, then it kind of hurts you a bit. But now that this feature is available in Sitecore, I'm really hoping that other Sitecore customers get to enjoy it as much as the customers that we've had at Proficient who really like it. Yeah, and then there's also additional updates and fixes for personalization related to partial designs and then snippets. So hopefully that'll help marketers going forward with adding personalizations there. But yeah, so I'm really excited for what SXA has to offer, and I hope that this turns out to be just as good as what we have available with Proficient Score, if not maybe better. Decided to play around with it and see what the differences are and how it works.
To close out our panel today is our final expert, Jim Patillo. He's an ambassador MVP and our resident experience management expert. Jim's going to talk to you today about Sitecore Horizon, which is the next iteration of the Sitecore authoring experience. Really improves on the WYSIWYG features of Experience Editor and gives you access to fields in Content Editor. Your turn, Mr. Patillo.
Thanks, Monique. I am really looking forward to Horizon. I am one of those old school editors that likes to toggle back and forth between the two, the Experience Editor and the Content Editor, and then I forget to refresh, and then the editors always wind up falling out of sync. So this integration of having some of the fields available from the Content Editor available inside of like an Experience Editor type interface is definitely going to help me to not do that. I also find myself getting so focused on editing that I forget to save. So I'm happy to see that Horizon is also also has an autosave feature that will save all of your content changes after every few seconds or even after you leave the field that you're editing. And I will also be making really good use of the new undo and redo buttons that let you step back and forth between all of your different changes. Let's see what else is like moving away from the Horizon's page editor features. There's a simulator mode that looks a lot more streamlined than when you view your pages using the current experience tab in the experience editor. And so lets you check out how your page looks on different devices, as well as checking when it looks like on different dates and times, which is good for verifying any of the time-based publishing rules that you set up on your content. And then the last part is Horizon's, it's a page insights mode. So it gives you like a quick look at how the page is performing right inside of the editor. So you could check on some of your basic performance metrics like time on page and your bounce rate without having to go into experience analytics. So it gives you the ability to check things right on the spot.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Jim. Well, we've gotten quite a bit covered in this little short time today, and I appreciate you guys hanging in there with us and listening to this first Sitecore sessions. We'll be back soon with another one to continue to update you on what's new in Sitecore 10 and to help get ready for our first virtual Sitecore symposium. I think we're all curious how that's going to go. And so we'll be bringing you some more insight as we prepare for that at Proficient and as you prepare for it as well. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I thank Rick, Jim, Joe, and Megan for jumping in and helping us with this today.